I've been in the auto industry 40 years, and I've never seen this kind of investment.
$6.5 billion strictly dedicated to EVs.
Wedbush says spending on commercial EVs should top $1.2 trillion between now and 2030.
We're building the future of the electric vehicle.
You must be ready to ditch gas and go electric, right? But wait, a shocking new survey claims EV drivers hate their vehicles. Would a survey claiming drivers' discontent make you reconsider going electric? The industry is in shock after a secret EV reliability report was just revealed. 5 serious defects with EVs that you were unaware of are being hidden. Despite the government's push for EVs, the whole EV market is collapsing and the average person has finally had enough of the drama. Not only will we show you why purchasing an EV at this time is probably the worst choice, but we'll also show you how EVs are being utilized to deceive people. Let's begin with the shocking Consumer Reports article. According to the latest data, electric vehicles, EVs, suffer about 80% more difficulties than traditional gas-powered cars. Yes, you heard it correctly. 80%. We are discussing a wide range of problems that are causing EV owners a great deal of distress. If you think that's terrible, consider that plug-in hybrid electric cars, or FEVs, have roughly 150 more issues and are in much more difficult situations. There's a storyline twist though. Standard hybrid vehicles, which combine modern and traditional design elements, are doing rather well. Furthermore, even gas-powered vehicles are performing well. Their dependability score is 85%, as opposed to EVs' 20%. Now that the government has been aggressively pushing for EVs, this study is quite significant. Jake Fisher from Consumer Reports says that this whole thing is just growing pains. Not only do these cars' batteries and charging systems have problems, but they are also fitment concerns with the body panels and interior components. Let's examine a few real-world examples. First, we tell you about the 5 main issues that you should be aware of before purchasing an EV. EVs have been linked to fatalities. Imagine yourself driving down the famous San Francisco Bay Bridge in a sleek, futuristic Tesla, the type of vehicle that will carry you away. With a car in full self-drive mode, which Tesla's charismatic CEO Elon Musk has been aggressively pushing as a $155,000 add-on, the driver is feeling at ease and secure. Then, though, a startling change of events occur, and something goes horribly wrong. On Thanksgiving Day, a claimed fully controlled Tesla fails and causes an 8-vehicle pileup. Furthermore, this is not a little collision. In a few months, the US NHTSA has connected autonomous driving and driver assistance technologies to a startling 392 crashes. Over 70% of those incidents involve Tesla automobiles. Here we're not discussing little amounts. 273 Tesla cars with FSD or autopilot were involved in these events. 90 of these events involved Honda vehicles, 10 involved Subaru automobiles. The others, such as GM, Ford, VW, and Toyota, had 5 incidents. Let's now examine those 5 fatal problems you need to be aware of while purchasing an EV. The first is low range on affordable EVs and range anxiety. Real-world mileage for the majority of EVs under $50,000 is between 150 and 180 miles. In the real world, their issues get even more severe. The range of an electric car is evaluated in ideal circumstances. But when you include things like cold weather, air conditioning, and fast speeds, that number can decrease drastically. It's like when you grab a bowl of sweets that's half empty when you promised a full bowl. The problems with construction quality comes next. Since the majority of businesses are currently racing to produce EVs, the low quality is a direct effect of this incredible quick manufacturing. Numerous Tesla and GM trucks have been reported to have large panel gaps and rattling in them. Third, there is the problem of malfunctioning software. VW is the company with the greatest numbers of these issues. Why? Because automakers have concluded for whatever reason that touch buttons and displays are preferable to buttons. They have changed everything. Owners have complained of bugs, touchscreens that don't work, and even whole system failures. If these software problems impair important areas of the car's functioning, they can be far more harmful than merely bothersome. This significant range reduction we're witnessing in the winter is a fourth problem. The code doesn't agree with EV batteries. An electric vehicle's range might decrease up to 30% in cold conditions. This occurs as a result of lithium-ion batteries and EV components. losing efficiency in cold weather. Furthermore, utilizing the heater to remain warm depletes the battery even more. For people who reside in colder climates, this problem becomes a major nuisance. Due to their high-voltage batteries, EVs have been a part of several well-publicized fire events. The fact that an EV battery that has been damaged might produce a fire hours or even days after the first fire has been put out exacerbates the problem. It is comparable to having an explosive device in your garage. However, can the general public actually benefit from this circumstance? If this has any upside, it's that EVs will now at least begin to become more affordable. Therefore, following the market fall, EVs will undoubtedly be at a decent price if you decide to purchase one now. The infrastructure for charging is currently not where it needs to be, as we have already highlighted. However, if you're willing to put up these problems like poor dependability, range anxiety, and persistent fire danger, you may still take a chance on an EV as a supplementary vehicle. The fact that all of this might have been prevented if only companies had paid attention to consumers rather than following government directives for their own financial gain makes the situation worse. The companies that initially abandoned combustion automobiles, like Ford and GM, are already facing crippling losses in the billions of dollars. More tax breaks for more recent EVs have been promised by the present administration, but behind our backs, they are now introducing an increased number of EV-friendly pollution regulations. This implies that since the government wants businesses to reach a predetermined goal of selling 80% EVs by 2030, producing combustion engines would become even more challenging, and that's the only way it can occur is if everyone abandons gas cars. But hold on, the world of EV charging is not without turmoil. According to JD Power survey, respondents are dissatisfied with public EV charging. More quickly than a roller coaster in an amusement park, satisfaction levels are declining. It turns out that the standing in line at the DMV isn't any more fun than charging an EV in public. What then is the issue with charging in public? Though it's like attempting to construct a home without the necessary tools. The US has been working to strengthen its EV infrastructure. Thousands of fast chargers were deployed last year, but what happened? Those who don't own a Tesla won't benefit from much of the fact that many of them were Tesla superchargers. The story deepens at this point. The growing number of EV buyers is finding that charging an EV requires more effort than just plugging in your smartphone. Long wait times, several payment options, and malfunctioning chargers make the overall experience somewhat unpleasant. It's like being told you have to prepare your own food in a posh restaurant. However, there is a ray of optimism approaching. The supercharger network of Tesla vehicles is highly rated, and the company intends to allow non-Tesla vehicles to use it. There is a catch though. To utilize these chargers, non-Tesla vehicles will require an adapter, which exactly isn't a smooth solution. What does all of this imply for EVs going forward then? It's a bit of a mixed bag really. On the one hand, we have vehicles that epitomizes modern technology. However, they also bring a host of issues that may cause you to second-guess yourself. Would you purchase an EV? Do let us know in the comments and subscribe to our channel for more information.